Pokémon the movie joins Pokémon the video game and Pokémon the trading card as must-sees and must-haves. To start us off tonight, NBC News correspondent Colleen Dominguez on the craze that has now hit Hollywood.
It's the biggest thing from Japan since the Power Rangers, Pokémon.
You can learn about a craze that's been sweeping the nation. NBC 12 reporter Jim Babb marched into the marketing breach today to bring us this story of Pokémon.
Pokémon has been a part of a lot of our lives in one way or another. You might have watched the TV show. Maybe you played with the trading cards. Or you could have played one of their many games. Tajiri and his team at Game Freak spent 6 long years turning this into a reality. Whether it was due to positive reviews, the boost in sales from releasing 2 different versions, or the chase for the ultra rare 151st Pokémon. The game kept growing. We've all heard of the Pokémon success story before, but the reason for its success went deeper than simply being a good game, or just being a good show. Pokémon, in whatever medium it may have been consumed in, struck a chord with fans in a way few things ever have. We may have been born in a different generation than Tajiri, but through Pokémon, we were living through the very same childhood experiences that he once had. Tajiri wanted to capture the joy of his childhood and preserve it forever, and without realizing it, we were living through his memories, living through his dream. Pokémon didn't just give us games to play or shows to watch. It gave us a way to relive the wonder of being a child, no matter where we grew up, no matter when we were born. In the end, Tajiri's insects became our monsters, and for a moment, all of us shared the same childhood. But as we all probably know by now, nothing lasts forever. As time went on, we grew up. Life began to pull us in different directions. Some of us packed our bags and left for university. Others jumped straight into the working world. We had a lot more responsibilities now. Responsibilities that didn't leave us as much time for games or trading cards. Slowly, Pokémon began to fade into the background. Our time with Tajiri's dream was up. Now, we may have left Pokémon behind, but the company itself showed no signs of slowing down. It was time for the new generation to take our place, and the franchise was ready to greet them all with open arms. Games, TV shows, cards, merchandise. The company was firing on all cylinders, and in the midst of this, they had something special in the oven. In one of Google's many divisions lived a company called Niantic Labs. In 2012, they released a game called Ingress, an augmented reality experiment that let players capture real-world landmarks with their phones. It found a handful of enthusiasts scattered around cities, but outside that circle, the game went largely unnoticed. Even though the game didn't perform too well, Niantic CEO John Hank remained a strong believer in the concept and dreamed of applying it to a well-established property. 2 years later, on April Fool's Day in 2014, that opportunity arrived. Tatsuo Nomura, a developer at Niantic, arranged a meeting with the Pokémon company to pitch an unusual experiment, placing Pokémon inside Google Maps, where users could search for them in the real world. The idea was approved almost instantly, and the result was a runaway success.
Strong-willed applicants who collect every single Pokémon will be invited to the Googleplex to participate in the final round of hiring. The winner will start at Google on September 1st, 2014. We're eagerly awaiting your participation.
The reaction didn't go unnoticed. John Hank saw the potential and quickly pursued another meeting with Pokémon. This time not for a gimmick, but for a game. As Hank sat across from Sonekazu Ishihara, the CEO of the Pokémon company, he learned something surprising. Ishihara was already a devoted English player. Being a fan of this style of game, the conversation moved almost as smoothly as it had during the prank. And after the meeting, a new product was ready to begin development. Pokémon Go finally launched in July 2016, and once it did, everything changed. The game spread like wildfire. In its very first month, it was downloaded over 100 million times and was making more than $200 million in revenue. Everywhere you went, parks, malls, sidewalks, people were walking around with their phones out, chasing after Pokemon. The numbers were staggering. Within weeks, over 5% of all Android phones in America had the game installed. By mid-July, Pokémon Go had 21 million people playing every single day, making it the biggest mobile game in US history at the time. By September, worldwide downloads had already crossed 500 million. Strangers were bumping into each other at Pokestops, crowds were gathered for rare spawns, and for a brief moment, Pokemon was back.
We know a lot of you downloaded over the weekend. It was one of the most popular and lucrative video games back in the 90s. Now, a new edition has become a massive hit for Nintendo. Our Jose Pagliara.
Suddenly, all those childhood memories we thought we left behind came rushing in. The playground trades, the Saturday morning cartoons. We were living them all over again, only this time out in the real world. In New York, hundreds of players once sprinted through Central Park at midnight after the word spread that a Vaporeon had spawned. In Sydney, crowds gathered at the Opera House chasing after rare Pokemon. Even hospitals reported patients walking more and socializing again thanks to the game. Everywhere you looked, strangers were meeting, laughing, trading tips, and just like we did as kids, bonding over this shared dream. Now, while Pokémon Go is still alive and well, its numbers aren't what they used to be. The crowds have thinned, the frenzy has passed, and many of us have stopped playing, some even deleting the app entirely. And yet, even as the memory of that summer begins to fade, the game left us with something lasting. It reminded us that although change is inevitable, that we all eventually grow up and move on, that doesn't mean that we also have to abandon the things that we once loved, because in the end, Pokemon was never just about the games, the cards or the shows. It was about the feeling it gave us, and no matter how old we get, that's something we'll never really lose.